Shalom, Kola Hoyama, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone. With no respect to the brothers teaching and preaching the truth all over the globe worldwide. Coming back at you with another lesson through the power of Spirit Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, Rockathon, to all the sincere listeners out there. Looking at an article from Washington Post, and the title of this article reads, British officials identify crown royal mutations, but significance remain unclear. And now you got articles, you got these posts that are saying that there's a mutation that's going on with the Crown Royal 19, and they pretty much, saying that they might not know that the vaccine that they push forth is going to cure this mutated Crown Royal 19, and we all know what this is all about. You know what I'm saying? It's more fear tactics that is going on, to get you people to take a vaccine that, possibility that it's going to do more harm than good. But we just read in the article that British officials identify Crown Royal mutations, but significance remain unclear. And this article came out today, at 6:49 p.m. Probably a little over, maybe a little less than 3 hours ago. And we just gonna go into the article. And this is out of London, England, in the UK. And it reads, as vaccines are rolling out, the Crown Royal is on the move as well, not merely spreading but also mutating, and possibility becoming more transmissible. There is no evidence that these changes are making a virus deadlier, but the new research have provided evidence that the virus is not a static target of vaccines and will be needed to be watched closely to see how it responds to therapeutic interventions in the human immune system. That's basically what they're trying to say, that it's a possibility. Well, it's a possibility, but it's a mutating Crown Royal 19, and they saying that this mutated Crown Royal, it's a possibility it can become more transmissible. But we know, through the power of Spirit Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, that evil he attends, to falsify his statements. Saying that this mutated Crown Royal, which they, have invented, they had a patent for it, and its disease, now they're saying it's going to start mutating to the point that the vaccine might not even work for it, man. But we all know that's Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, and he's allowing, these plagues to come upon our enemies. And we're going to start off with a very familiar scripture, and this scripture comes out a whole lot, but it matches the state of this article that we're reading. And this is Matthew 24:7, and it reads, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. all these are the beginning of sorrows. And you're seeing pestilence on a whole nother level, you know, what I'm saying? And they saying that it's a mutated virus. The crown royal is mutating over there, you know, over there in the UK. But you know how that goes, man. But this is the will of Yahweh Shema Shah that allowing these things to happen. You know, so that way, you know, it's letting these devils know that, you know, Yahweh Shema Shah is still in charge. And this mutated crown royal, you know what I'm saying, they saying that it can become more transmissible, meaning that, you know, it could become more deadlier, that, you know what I'm saying, anybody can get it. You know what I'm saying, even though that it's in the UK. But you brothers and you few sisters out there, you few Aquak out there, you know, I'm just speaking as a man, but mark my words, it's going to be some way, somehow, that this mutated crown royal is going to make its way over here to Babylon the Great. And then some way, somehow, they're going to look at, you know, the so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans. They're gonna say that, you know, we are the most affected of this mutated crown royal. And they're gonna say, and they're gonna use that to try to force our people to take the vaccine. You know what I'm saying? So and that's where it's gonna go. You know, even though that the mutated crown royal, you know, what according to the article is over there in the UK, well, some way, somehow, they're gonna make it seem, they're gonna say that it's an airborne virus in some way, somehow. It got over here to Babylon the Great. In some way, somehow, you know, you so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, which you are the biblical Israelites, you're going to be the ones that they say you're going to have the worst case of it. And then that's when they're going to come down with their sword. You know what I'm saying? They're going to come down with their sword and they're going to try to force you to take the vaccine, even though in the article they said basically that the vaccine might not even work. But they're going to use that to say just go ahead and take it anyway. Even though we saying that it's not going to be, might not be effective towards the mutated crown royal, but we still want you to take this vaccine anyway. But we all know that that's a fear tactic that they're using to trying to get you people to take the vaccine. But you know what I'm saying, we know that Yahweh Shema Shah is sending plagues and pestilence on the earth, man, and he using the devil to do it. But at the same time, this devil, you know what I'm saying, as it written in Psalms 58:3, you know what I'm saying, because the devil, he's known to be a liar, man. You know what I'm saying? We know that there's something here on the earth that's plagues and pestilence on the earth from Yahweh Shema Shah. But you know what I'm saying, but the devil loves to crunch, you know what I'm saying, he loves to, you know what I'm saying, he loves to you know, make things bigger than what they are, man. And this is Psalm 58th chapter and the 3rd verse. And it reads, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like a deaf adder that stoppeth her ear, which will not hearken to the voice of charmers. Charming never so wisely, and the devil love to lie, man. You know, they're estranged from the womb, meaning that they constantly be speaking lies, and you can't trust these devils, man. You know what I'm saying? And these devils, you know, we're gonna go to verse 2 and say, yea, in heart ye work wickedness, ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. And these devils, they love to work wickedness, man. And they the ones that brought this pack of seabed, this Crown Royal 19. You know, it start off in China, and then some way, somehow, they got airborne here he got airborne, and also now, you know, you so-called Black, Latino, Native Americans, you are the most affected people. And we all know this is gonna be the same thing that's gonna go on here with this mutated crime roar, man. They gonna say he got airborne over here, and all of a sudden, you know, you Black, Latino, Native American, so-called Israelites, you're the ones that are really infected by it, so they want you to take the shot. You know what I'm saying? But we all know how this game won't go. But let's just continue on with the article. It reads, the issue of mutations sparked headlines across the United Kingdom after a top government official, Health Secretary Matt Hancock, stood in the House of Commons on Monday and announced that more than 1,000 confirmed crown royal infections in southeast England shows a genetic mutation that might be driving the surge in that region. They said there's 1,000 confirmed, you know, crown royal infections in southeast England to show a suite of genetic mutations. Okay, where is the proof? Where is the documentation of that? You know, that shows you that these people, they make up numbers, they make up things. We're not saying that, you know, this stuff is not real. So let's not get that twisted. We know there's something out there. But, you know, the case is that these guys would just make up numbers, and they had no documentation of that there's 1,000 people that caught this mutated, caught this mutated, you know, crown royal, man. They bring out things they had no numbers, they had no type of evidence to back up what they saying, but they basically want you to take their word for it, man. And that's what this really about. They want you to take their word. We just read Psalms 58 chapter and 3rd verse. You know, they go astray soon, they be born speaking lies, man. And that's how the devil does speak lies, because this is all a fear tactic for you to get that vaccine, for you to be in subjection under them. And that's what this is about. You know what I'm saying? We're not saying that there's no virus. We're not saying that. But you got to take in consideration also now there's a mutated crown royal virus. And that may be the case. That maybe how Bashim al-Shah, you know, has allowed, you know, this virus to be mutated. You know what I'm saying? Because we got to understand that Yahweh Shimi al-Shah is visiting the world which he made, man. And how is he doing that? Through these plagues, through these pestilence. You know, that's how he's starting out visiting the world. He's bringing on these plagues. He's bringing on these pestilence. And Deuteronomy 30:7 said, now these curses is going to come upon our enemies, and to them that hate thee, man. You know, all the things that they planning to do to us, they gonna be caught in their own snares, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all about Shema Shah gonna allow them to be caught in their own snares, because they think that they what they doing, they think they're gonna wipe Jake off the planet. You know, you Israelites, you know, you're the main target on whom they want to wipe off the planet. You know, but you know, Yahweh Shema Shah is gonna turn their wickedness back on their own head, man. You know, just like you read in the book of Esther, you know, not to get off topic, and when wicked Haman was trying to hang Mordecai, you know, on the gallows, on them gallows, man, you know, his own wickedness got turned back on him, and that's gonna be the same ordeal with these people, because these people think they gonna just do what they do, and they think they plan it's gonna work, it's gonna kill, you know, most of the Israelites, but not gonna get the elect. But also they're gonna be caught in their own snare. They're gonna be caught in their own wicked device. You know, let's just continue on with the article, and it reads that news was quickly followed by a striking statement from Jeremy Farah, the head of the Wellcome Trust Biomedical Research Foundation, saying there is evidence to indicate a new variant of the Crown Royal 19 virus and called this development potentially serious. He said it is unclear whether the variant is responsible for the spike in infections in parts of the UK, or what this may or may not mean for transmission of the virus and the efficiency of vaccines. It goes on to say the pressure on the virus to evolve is increased by the fact that so many millions of people have not been affected. Most of the mutation will not be significant or cause for concern, but some may give the virus an evolutionary advantage, which may lead to higher transmission. It is more harmful, Farrow said at a news conference Monday evening. Nottingham Hancock, England's chief medical officer Chris Whitty released enough data to help the public understand the significance of the new variant, and these people don't have no data, man. You know what I'm saying? They just throw out some numbers and then they turn around and they expect you to just take their word for it. You know what I'm saying? That's how they operate, and that's what they want you to do. They want you to be in fear and in order, you know what I'm saying, or to run and take this vaccine, in which you want to take, they're going to want you to take the mark of the beast, which is the RFID microchip. You know what I'm saying? Now they're saying that it's a mutated Crown Royal that's spreading in the UK, and they're just trying to promote their fear, man. We're not saying that, like I said before, we're not saying that there's no virus out there, but at the same time, man, you know what I'm saying? You know, allow your how about streaming out shot to allow you to see what's really going on, man. It reads that there are scientists scrambling to fact check the public pronouncements. More information began trickling out Tuesday. Scientists who are members of the United Kingdom Crown Royal 19 Genomics Consortium, which operates government and university laboratories in Britain to track changes to the virus and discover the variant, stressed that mutations occur all the time and that lineages arise and then disappear. Let's continue. The researchers said that they first noted that the new variant at the end of September and began following its spread, eventually seeing it in samples taken from more than 1,100 people, most of whom lived in the southeast of England. What a surprise to them there was suddenly prevalence of the variant. This lineage came up quite rapidly, said Ned Lohman, a professor of microbiogenomics at the University of Birmingham. Lohman also said the number of mutations was striking. The new variant shows 17 mutations in a segment of the virus's genome that encodes for the spike protein. The protruding structure is essential to the pathogen's ability to bind with the receptor cells in a person who gets exposed and then affected. Lohman said there was no proof yet that this variant is spreading faster. At this point, it could just be chance. Nor is there any sign the variant caused more severe illness or capable of evading a vaccine. But he cautioned it is worth watching closely, and that scientists were bringing the variant into the laboratory to study whether it enters cells more easily. The researchers stressed that this kind of mutation is not surprising. Sharon Peacock, director of the Surveillance Consortium and a professor of microbiology at the University of Cambridge, said thousands of mutations in the Crown Royal have been identified since it emerged. The vast number has no impact. She said mutations are a part of natural life. But Peacock said virus strains that suddenly become more dominant need to be tracked and studied. And I ain't gonna go to all that. It's quite a lengthy article, but I'll let you brothers go into it. But I'm gonna read the title of it again. The title of this article, is that British officials identify crown royal mutation, but significance remain unclear. And like I said, they saying that they found a mutation of the crown royal, man, and they basically saying that this, new mutation could be, it can be transmitted, per se. And sorry for reading majority of the article, but just to say this before I close, we need to be delivered out of here. You know what I'm saying? Because things are really bad. Things are really getting weird out here, man. And for anybody, for anybody beyond this point that they still want to stay in this kingdom, you need to get your head examined. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the beginning of the wrath of Yahweh Shem Shah. And we in 1 Peter 4:17, that judgment is gonna start within the house of Israel. You know what I'm saying? And, the judgment starts us, what's gonna be in and them that obey not the gospel. And then the next verse says, the righteous scarcely be saved, what should he ungodly in the sinner appear? You know what I'm saying? We are starting to see the judgment of Yahweh Shem Shah starting to ramp up. So it's imperative for you brothers and your few sisters to continue to be fasting and praying and continue to be calling upon the name of Yahweh Shem Shah, because we seeing that we almost out of here, man. And we almost out of here, and we see that this mutated crown royal, that they put out there, they cannot even stop it, man. They don't even have a cure for it. So that lets you know that it's time for us to get out of here, man. And with that, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor due unto Yahweh, Shem Shah, Shem Kadash, double honors to the apostle and elders of great millstone. And no respect to the brothers teaching and preaching the truth all over the globe worldwide. See you again with another lesson real soon. Yahweh willing. Shalom, Abba Babal, and Kwame Yasharala. Shalom.